But today is picture-perfect fall football weather. Crisp and cool at Soldier Field in the Windy City. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Those defense for the Packers, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he's able to get this one out.
But yeah, because he's 31st. 31st is when he's 18
First down for Tunyon, undrafted at Indiana State, but he really
that's
came
why I
out
was
in
like,
2020.
what? But yes,
52 catches and even more importantly, 11 touchdowns.
On first down, Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
A first down catch for Allen Lazard has turned out to be a personal favorite of quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He's carved out a nice role in this Packers receiver rotation.
Back-to-back
target the other, and you
have
want to know why you sleep.
On first down.
By yourself.
Now Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here's second and 10. Rodgers again now. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down for the touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Up top. Down low.
Alan
Oh,
Lazard, his 4th touchdown on the year.
What?
And the Packers have taken the
Look at the closet.
lead. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
It's not done yet. I'll finish it tomorrow.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their
Those
only
are
one
cheaper.
of the game.
That's why
That's all they talk about.
half the reason why I'd be changing it.
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Off play action, Fields. Being chased out left. The last drive, remember,
It's because they don't. My shoes are so big, they don't fit comfortably pulling in and pulling out and stuff like that. And then also, I was talking to Saj about it, and he was just like, I don't know why you guys want doors. And I was like, actually, it makes sense to not have doors with him because he like pulls it off, and they're cheap and they break off, stuff like that.
That's complete right side to Kmet. Fights through and now a crease. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Justin Fields at quarterback gets the completion there. CD, what do you think the key is to stopping this talented former Buckeye?
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Rookie quarterbacks have to survive the initiation of the pressure of the NFL. Now, his athleticism can scare you a little bit because if he evades it, he can go a long way. But in the beginning, you want his eyes to go to the rush, not downfield. So bring those extra guys and see if he can handle it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup there. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Oh, you want to hear the second toast?
Huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. To throw, Fields. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. Kmet, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
I didn't.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
That's interesting. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, not that I should have known that. I didn't know that she was there. That she's from there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
So first, the reason why he couldn't come, right, was because a part of his break line was cut.
And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins.
A part of his break line was cut. And so that's why he couldn't come, right? And then, no, so like they were going to charge, it was like they went to see how much it cost, and it was like $4,000 or whatever. And he was like, damn, he was like, look, I just won't drive. Like, that's crazy, right? Yeah, exactly. So he's like, fuck it, I just won't drive. And so he's doing, and he's at the dealership, because he has a Mercedes or whatever. And so he's like, he ends up talking to, like, he has his mechanic friend. He's like, there's so much money, let me just ask him. And he goes to the mechanic friend, and guess how much the mechanic friend said it would cost him to get it done?
After the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Yeah, how'd you know? I think it was 400. It was something like they were going to charge him 10 times more. Yeah, they were going to charge him $10,000 more. And so I was like, yo, you got to go up there and like smack somebody in the face. That's crazy. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, imagine you found that out after. Like, it's crazy.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers, and that will be incomplete. Hook up.
Yeah, so there's that. Like, so that ended up working out, and like the piece.
All tied after one.
No, something's wrong. I think it's less than $100. That's why I think I might be wrong. I can't remember exactly, but whatever. Right? But that's crazy, right? So that's number one. Number two. So
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Rodgers now to throw. And he delivers a strike complete to Watkins. 2 yards is all he'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that, but in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap, Fields. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy. It got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 18-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. From the gun, it's Rodgers. This is caught. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Beautiful throw right there on 3rd down, and it looked like this was going to be 6 points, but a nice touchdown-saving tackle at the end of this. Even still, this offense is knocking on the door now with a 1st and goal at the 1.
Throwing is Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. It's a foot race. 30. 10. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That's a tough blow there offensively. You had a decent drive going. You've got the lead, and now things completely flip on you.
Yeah, because they've been dominating on both sides of the ball. But after that mistake there, it's got to be tough for them to look up and realize we're trailing in this ball game. I thought we had complete control.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker it.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you can just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears won't realize as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that one spanning an even 65 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a first down throw, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
On first down, it's Fields. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
In 2021 in the draft, the first tight end off the board, Florida's Kyle Pitts at number 4 to Atlanta. The first tight end taken in 2020 was this guy, Cole Kmet, number 43 overall. Really started to come on late last season. A good grab there for a first down.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
Let's go. Do it.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Flush to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields escaping the pressure right. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank. And the Packers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they will score. Pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Santos now on the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. Touchdown, Packers. That man right there, John Ross, remember, he ran the fastest combine 40 in history, 4.22 seconds, and he showed off that speed right there. Wow.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. That's complete. It's Daz Newsome. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Here's second and a yard. Out of the gun, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 of the 15.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. A throw left side taken in by Komet. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. 14's the mic. 14's the mic. On 2nd and inches. Fields. Touchdown, Bears! Cole Komet in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears would extend their lead here just before halftime. Santos with the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and it didn't do it very often.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, helped their spot, and stacked him up.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. On first down, Rodgers. And it's caught. Touchdown. John Ross. His third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. Now Crosby for the point after. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Makes the score Bears 31. Packers 30.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Play action. It's Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And the Packers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide, because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So they decline it, as that will bring up 4.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties.
and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. Touchdown, Packers. John Ross, 38 yards. And the Packers have retaken the lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. From the gun, here's Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Montgomery. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. Finding some room at midfield. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Bears. Byron Pringle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have answered back with a 3rd quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to
breaks the tackle, now an alley. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Well, if you're a fan of offensive football, this game is for you because this one's been much more like a tennis match than a football game. Back and forth, and there's another example right there of another big play. And
his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 33. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
There's several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Second and 5. Back to throw, Fields. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Montgomery. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
On 1st down, Fields. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line.
We knew that Darnell Mooney could absolutely fly, but he was only taken in the 5th round out of Tulane because of his size. He ended up being one of the better late-round picks in the NFL last year. 61 catches on the season. There's another one there, this time for a first down.
Again, Fields. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. A shotgun snap, Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears might be moving closer to an elusive 2nd win of the year as they extend that 4th quarter lead. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is caught inside the 5. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. John Ross, 57 yards. And the Packers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Rodgers will throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Well, that's true. You've said that before. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Now it's Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. The tackle by Robert Quinn. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And they were rolling and stopping short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Now Rodgers, gotta have this one. That is caught. It's the tight end Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. So 8 yards on the completion there. And it'll be a 2nd down. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down now. It's Jones. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Back to throw, Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. John Ross, 26 yards. And the Packers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you already... Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Off the option, here's Montgomery. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Here's Fields. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on here to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Jones. And some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that time out to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
On 1st down, Jones trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Bears 16-yard line.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. A gain of 8 yards.
Now here's a timeout as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose.
Let's go.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Packers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1.
And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Bears, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.